Hey, what's up? This is the one and only Cupid, aka Mr. I Can Make You Dance, man. And right now, you're checking into the OnPoint Network. Make sure you stay on top of that, man, on Roku, Fire Stick. Anywhere you watch your TV, you can catch the OnPoint Network. Tune in, stay locked. That's what we do. New Cupid.
It's Smiles TV. You're watching Smiles TV, the best community affairs program in the Midwest. We're in East St. Louis, Centerville, Allison, Washington Park, you name it, we're all around and we're spreading. Today, we will be featuring the 63rd Annual Awards Banquet, sponsored by the East St. Louis branch NAACP. We have a star-studded night, and we have a lot of guests, and you don't want to miss this broadcast. Remember, Jesus Christ was born of a virgin. He was crucified and buried, and he rose on the third day. Confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord. Believe in your heart that God has raised him from the dead, and thou shalt be saved. Stay tuned for more smiles. We extend special thanks to Mrs. Rhonda Franklin. Rhonda Franklin was the host and organizer of the VIP reception held prior to the 63rd Annual Awards Banquet. As a result of Mrs. Franklin's wonderful organizational skills, you are now able to view some of the wonderful guests who were a part of that VIP reception. Rhonda Franklin is also the wife of the NAACP president, the East St. Louis branch, Stanley Franklin. We love you, Rhonda. Kudos also to the East St. Louis School District 189 for providing students who were among the award recipients. East St. Louis School District 189, a district committed to excellence. You know, this is all about our youth, and I thank God for our youth. I thank God for the students from East St. Louis School District 189 and all they're doing in the community. Congratulations, both of you.
Thank you.
We have our first and second place award winners, and I'm going to start off with you, and you tell everybody your name and how you won second place.
My name is Montez Houghton. I'm a senior at East St. Louis Senior High School, and I won second place. I really, in my essay, I kind of just gave a little information about like the life experience of me with, I did the essay topic of don't let fear frustrate you. So I really kind of explained how with the many fears and the stigmatisms of East St. Louis, how you can kind of be let down and like not really have that support and motivation. So with that, I think I really put my heart and soul into my essay, and I won second place. And this is a really big opportunity for me because it gives me money and motivation to know that I can earn money and I have some funds starting and available for college.
The power of our youth. You can just look at him and tell that he is exemplifying the power of our youth. Thank you. And you, young lady, you are our first prize winners. Give us your name. Tell us about your essay and what motivated you to write what you did.
My name is Erinique White, and I'm from Cahokia High School. I'm in 12th grade. I wrote my essay about don't let failure frustrate you. Do everything you can to, stay motivated. So I wrote about my topic when I was in JCLC. It was a ROTC camp, and I had trouble getting over the obstacle course. And in life, there are many obstacle courses, so I thought that would be perfect to write about. And I just was able to just spill out on the page. It's just, I don't know.
You know, it's just wonderful when our youth can express themselves in writing. My mama used to tell me, if you can write and then you can read, you can do anything in the world you want. Congratulations again, and I want you to stay tuned for more from the 63rd Annual NAACP Banquet, and we want to especially thank the East St. Louis School District for all they do for our youth. This is Smiles, CB Talk Show at the 63rd Annual NAACP Awards Banquet. Once again, thank you, St. Louis District 189, for all you do. But right now, I'm talking with the NAACP Youth Council. Look at this magnificent background. The youth did this. It's all about our youth. Tell us about the Youth Council and give us your name.
My name is Catrice Ballard-Glass, and I'm a member of the East St. Louis NAACP chapter, and these are members of the East St. Louis NAACP Youth Council. The Youth Council this year is responsible for creating all of the centerpieces that you see in the VIP suite, as well as in the actual banquet area, and we also created more centerpieces as part of our fundraiser, and they're displayed here, so they're responsible for all the decorations this year.
Okay, and I know we said we were going to have one spokesperson, but I got my sister next to me that I love, and she helps me with so many different things. Kenya, how are you?
I'm doing great today. How are you?
I'm blessed, thank you.
great.
And your youth are doing a magnificent job.
Yes, we are proud of each and every one of them.
Okay, so I'm going to go from this, and
Okay.
now we want to hear from our youth. What are you holding in your hand?
I'm holding a Banquet bottle that you put in the middle of the table.
Okay, did you make that?
Yes, ma'am, with other people of my NAACP.
Okay, hold that up so our audience can get a good look at that. This is what our youth are doing, Steadfast and Immovable. Tell us how proud you are of the youth.
We are just extremely proud of them. Thank you for having us. We're awesome. We're elated.
This is the NAACP Youth Council. How magnificent are they? Look at this. These kids are from the East St. Louis metropolitan area. It doesn't get much better. Stay tuned for more smiles. Look who I'm standing with. None other than Reginald Hudlin from East St. Louis, Illinois. And he's with Hudlin Enterprises and so much more. Thank you, sir, so very much for taking time to talk with me.
Oh, my pleasure. Good to be home.
You know what? You're home. And that's a key word because we have so many individuals from the East St. Louis area who don't come back here. Why do you come back? And how do you feel about coming back to get such an award?
Well, it's great to see my family. It's great to see my friends. And this is the place that made me. So when I come back and I see where the city is, I see where my friends is, I see where life is taking all of us, I mean, that feeds me.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I'm like I said, I'm just honored, and I also know that you have a comic strip coming out. Tell us just a little bit about that real quickly.
Well, this is a company called Milestone Media. We do Black, Latin, Asian superheroes, so Static Shock, really popular cartoon, the Nandies. We bring in all those characters black because people love superheroes. They love black superheroes. I worked on Black Panther for a long time, which has a movie coming out soon. So I'm going to bring more black superheroes for young people.
Okay, and we talked a little bit just briefly about the movie Marshall. Yeah. And I know we're here to celebrate the NAACP Awards, but tell us about Marshall and the makings of that as briefly as you can.
Yeah, Marshall's a movie about Thurgood Marshall, Supreme Court Justice, one of the greatest Americans that ever lived. And what we focus on his young life, him as a young lawyer fighting for the NAACP, which is why it's nice to be here tonight.
Exactly, and I just want to thank you again. And I must tell you, now Marshall may end up being my best movie, but Boomerang was my favorite, or House Party was actually the best. So God bless you, God keep you, and thank you again for being on Smile Television Talk Show.
Thank you so much.
East St. Louis School District 189 celebrates amazing students and staff. Did you know that 97% of District 189 seniors have been accepted to college, military, or trade school since 2015? Did you know that the class of 2017 earned over $14 million in scholarships? Or that the Eastside senior, Demasius Tony, who was the recipient of the NAACP Rising Star Award, ranked 21st nationally in the MathCon competition. Or that another district rising star, Cortez Chairs, as a fourth grader, completed over 4,000 lines of code for the Hour of Code initiative. East St. Louis School District 189, a district committed to excellence.
My name is Demasius Tony, and I'm part of the Math Honor Society, which is just a group of students who excel in math-related activities, actually, and other variations of math. I received the Rising Star Award from the NAACP for my accomplishments throughout my high school career, specifically in math. I competed in a countrywide competition called MathCon, where it's really an impromptu test, and you have like 45 minutes to answer 52 questions, and you get over a certain score limit, and you compete in finals in Chicago. And throughout that, I made it through in the top 1% of the country. It was really something special for me, because I looked around and realized, hey, all the other students here, these are like private schools or magnet schools. And here I am, just a regular East St. Louis public school student, you know, the only black student here at MathCon. I felt pretty special. So, some of the cons to it were, when you look around, I kind of felt out of place. I was just like, this doesn't really look like a scene for me. And when you realize some of the eyes were really on you, just like, all right, yep, they're not welcoming me. They just see me as another black student who probably shouldn't be here. But at the same time, I worked hard to get here just like everybody else did. And I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna take my time to shine. And some of the pros that came out of it was like, yeah, I am the only black student here. It shows that you don't have to just be, you know, it can come from, you know, an urban area that's usually known as a bad place to be seen, you know, as something positive, that, hey, not only drug dealers and gangbangers come out of the inner city, where there are actually scholars that come out of this area. Don't get around much anymore.
Look who I'm standing here with now. Yes, indeed, the president of the East St. Louis NAACP, Stanley Franklin. And to my left is my sorority sister, actually. And she is the Illinois State
President.
The president of the Illinois State NAACP, Mr. Franklin. First of all, thank you for allowing Smiles to take part in such a really, really historical event. Tell us about the youth, Immovable and Steadfast.
Yes. Our theme this year is the power of youth, steadfast and immovable. We are, like the state president mentioned, she mentions this quite a few times when we're at the meetings, at the quarterly meetings. She mentioned a statement that I like to coin. She said the youth is not our future, they are our present. So what we're doing is that we are making sure that the youth in this community are our present. We got a lot of awards that we're going to be presenting to young people. We call them the Rising Star Awards. And the Rising Star Awards is these young people that are doing some great things in the community. We want to make sure that by recognizing these young people, what it would do, it'll provide an opportunity for other young people and encourage them to do positive things also.
You know what?
So we are so excited about those young people. And we have one from the middle school and we have one from the high school. And once you hear their bios in regards to the things that they are doing, it's awesome.
Wow, and you know, I really, really hope we can capture some of their comments on Smiles as well. And you're here, the Illinois State President of the NAACP.
Yes, my name is Teresa Haley. I am so excited to be standing here today with Stanley. As he said, our youth are not our future. They are our present. We have to embrace our young people and let them know that we care, that we respect them, and that we love them. I want people to realize that the NAACP is just not about black folks. It's about all folks. We all have to live together. And when you think about justice, right now it's just been us that's been harmed by the police. So we love our police officers. We want them to learn how to respect us and to love our community as well.
I want to thank both of you for allowing Smiles Television to be a part of this event. We're looking forward to a wonderful banquet. And the band, is that East St. Louis Senior High School?
The band, that's actually a young group. Okay. That's a young group. They're called Mod Root. They're they just got started. They're doing some great things. They've been performing on quite a few venues, and we're providing a genuine opportunity for young people. So I think that the music is great. I think the ambiance is great. I think they're doing a wonderful job, and it's an excellent way for us to highlight our youth.
You have said a mouthful, and both of you look great. Let's get ready for a great event. Stay tuned for more Smiles.
My name is Cortez Chess and I go to Lincoln Middle School. I like doing things with robots, like building and stuff. I just asked my teacher could I start, and she said I could. You get on the computer and then you have to it's a certain point where you have to get to, and you have to move the blocks around to get to where you want to go so you can make it, so you can get a score. It was like I had to move a person from one side to the other side, and I had to use a whole bunch of blocks to get him there. And I was just surprised that it was only me. Well, I really want to be an engineer.
Why?
Just like fixing things.
We're back, and I'm talking with Jesse Dixon, SIU in Edwardsville, East St. Louis site, Higher Education Center. Did I add something to that or take away?
Yeah, the SIUE East St. Louis Center. Yeah.
Okay, and he's here at the 63rd Annual NAACP Awards Banquet. Tell us, how was the evening? How's it going?
Oh, it's going great. This is my third year coming to this event, and it's something we all look forward to. It's a nice way to celebrate some of the great things that are happening in East St. Louis, talk to some of the great folks who are doing interesting work here in East St. Louis, and really raise some money for some scholarships. We have a few folks from our charter school that are recipients of the scholarships, and we're excited to sort of all come together. And this year's theme, I think, is especially inspiring, considering all the youth work that SIUE is doing through the East St. Louis Center. You know, we do the Head Start program, after-school programs, Upward Bound. We serve about 2,000 kids every day from 6
I
weeks
didn't
old.
realize there was that many.
Yeah, other than the school district, we're the largest youth service provider in East St. Louis. So the fact that youth is this year's theme is something we're real excited about.
Well, Jesse, I want to thank you because I know you have to run, and thank you for taking time to talk to Smile TV Talk Show.
My
Have a
pleasure.
great rest of the evening.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. You know what? I'm talking with an old friend of mine, and he's the Illinois State Senator James Claiborne, and he's here at the NAACP Banquet, the 63rd Annual Banquet. Thank you for taking time to talk with me.
I am glad to be here, and it's good to see you as well.
You know, you're looking good, you're smelling good, you're at the banquet, things are going on, and you know, at first they said, Steph, we want you to do some red carpet interviews, and I'm like, okay, what does that entail? But I'm just glad to be here with you. Tell our audience how excited you are and what this means to you.
Well, you know, last year I was actually the chair of the banquet, so I'm honored to be here just as a regular person supporting the NAACP, and obviously the NAACP has been very instrumental in a lot of opportunities that I still benefit from, opening up doors that had previously been closed. So I want to support them and make sure that those follow behind have greater opportunities than what I've had.
Thank you again for taking time to talk with us. And this is Senator James Claiborne from Illinois. Thank you again. You have a great rest of the evening.
Thank you. You too, Steph.
Don't go away. We'll be back with more smiles. Thank you for staying with us. We are still at the 63rd Annual NAACP Awards Banquet, sponsored by the East St. Louis branch. I have Dr. Dez on my left. What's on your mind with Dr. Dez? Remember that broadcast on Smiles? And then to my right, I have I'm not going to tell you that we're really related some kind of way, but Mr. Alex Benoit. Thank you both for taking time to talk with us.
Thank you.
Dr. Dez, tell us what brings you to the NAACP Award Banquet. I know what brings you here, but I want you to tell everyone.
Well, I'm here to support the community. I'm a new member of the NAACP, so this is my first banquet. So I'm very, very excited about that. I'm very excited to be here. And I know one or two of the honorees, so I'm just excited to be here to celebrate them.
Thank you so much for taking time to chat with us right now. And Mr. Benoit, sir, I know you're representing a great organization in the East St. Louis area, the Jackie Joyner Kersee Foundation. Tell us about the award that is being given to them this evening.
We're so humbled and honored to be given the Foundation Award tonight. And Miss Jackie Joyner Kersee is traveling, so I'm board president. She asked me to step up and receive the honor. So we are so happy and honored to be here because it's really just Jackie's heart and the board and the staff to support the kids in East St. Louis and the surrounding area, and which is the same thing with the NAACP. So like minds coming together just to help the community.
And you know that's great because the thing for this evening is the youth, the power of youth, Steadfast and Immovable. And we want to thank both of you for taking time out of this wonderful banquet. I know you want to get back to some of the delicious food and activities. You stay tuned for more smiles.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the ocean wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Stony the road we trod, glitter the chestnut high, felt in the days when hope unborn had died. Yet with their steady feet, have not weary feet come to the place for which our fathers died.
The theme for the 63rd Annual NAACP Awards Banquet is The Power of Youth, Steadfast and Immovable. East St. Louis School District 189 congratulates all award recipients and especially the students from the district. East St. Louis School District is also proud to celebrate the class of 2017 and their earnings of over $14 million in college scholarships. Congratulations.
Carpenter, she is a retired educator. Stephanie, come on up.
Smiles Television Talk Show, and I'm talking with Kenneth Williams. He's on our board, the East St. Louis School Board. As a matter of fact, he's our president of the school board in East St. Louis. Thank you for taking time to talk with us. And you're here at the NAACP banquet. Tell our audience what brings you out.
Well, NAACP, this is something that for history since the early 1900s, this thing has been here for the equality and things that they're trying to do for black people. And actually, it's not people of color, but it's for, for everything. And then we've got some kids here that won some awards. So I'm just glad to be here to represent them, represent East St. Louis, and show them that we're here for them.
And introduce the beautiful young lady who's on your arm.
This is my lovely wife, Sheila Williams, with whom we've been together for 39 years. So.
Sheila Williams, 39 years. Okay, tell us the secret.
Just agree.
That's funny. She said just agree. We want to go ahead and let you go. I know you want to get into the awards banquet. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Williams, for taking time to talk to Smiles Television Talk Show. Thank you, and don't go away.
Thank you.
I am talking with the greatest couple, power couple in East St. Louis, Illinois, Pastor and Mrs. Kendall Granger. Thank you both for taking time to talk with me regarding this great NAACP banquet. It's the 63rd annual. So tell us why you're here and what you're expecting tonight.
We are super excited to come out and to support the youth and the things that the NAACP are doing for our scholarships and all that. So we're really excited about coming out and fellowshipping with other brothers and sisters as we support our community.
I'm just excited to be here. I look forward to the program and the many things that are offered, the awardees tonight. I'm excited to be here in the just celebrating a greatness. I'm excited.
I've been following you guys for a long time. You do a lot with the youth, so it's only fitting that you would be here because the theme this evening is the youth steadfast and immovable. One more quick question. What kind of impact will something like this have on the youth? Because they're honoring many youth. How do you think that will inspire them, if anything?
Well, sometimes just cultural enrichment is a big deal. Letting them see something other than what they see on videos and on reality TV. They can see prominent African-American people come together, have a wonderful time with excellence on a high level. And so it's just a good experience for them to have this in their life, to see an event like this being poured off with excellence.
That's right. That's right. I want to thank both of you. I know you want to go ahead and get in, and thank you for allowing us to stop you on your way in the doors. Enjoy the banquet.
Thank you.
Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
I'm talking with the legendary Leonard Manley, who is our athletic director in East St. Louis School District 189. Thank you for taking time to talk with Smiles TV.
It's a pleasure talking with Miles CD.
You know what? We're here at the 63rd Annual Awards Banquet. What does this mean for our youth? What does it mean for our city?
Well, anything like this is very positive for our youth and for the city as well. Our youth, I wish we could just make certain that all of them were a part of this so that they could see just how to become great citizens of East St. Louis as well. So I think that NAACP, I commend them, I honor them for the work that they do in the communities, and ask them to continue to do that. We still got a long way to go. We've been a long way, but we've got a long way to go.
Well, I want to thank you because you're doing an excellent job in East St. Louis School District 189, and we thank you.
You're so kind to say thank you.
Don't go away. We'll be right back. We are outside of the NAACP banquet doors, and I'm talking with former Mayor Gordon Bush, one of my former, actually, I was a substitute teacher in your school the other day.
Well, welcome.
And I will say they're doing great work over there, and the kids were really well behaved, so it's good in your honor.
Well, it's happy to get good reports like that, and thank you for visiting and return often.
So we're here at the 63rd Annual NAACP Award Banquet. What brings you out tonight? I know, but I want you to just tell our audience how excited you are to be here for the 63rd Annual.
Yes, I'm very excited. I've been a long-time member, probably 35, 40 years at least, and I've been honored here by this great organization, and I've been blessed to have their support when I was mayor and other public offices. They stood with me, and I'm proud to stand with them. So I'm here to let everybody know within our voice and viewing or hearing range that this is a great organization. I'm just as proud as I can be to be a member.
And you know, but speaking of youth, because the theme for this evening is youth, steadfast and immovable, on the power of youth, and your school is a testament to the power of youth. I want to thank you for all you've done for our city, and I don't want you to go away. Stay tuned for more smiles.
The Jackie Joyner Kersey Center. We've got somebody here representing tonight.
Yep, you know, they say the best for last, so this is the last row. Yeah. We're going to start with Mr. Calvin Dye, the St. Clair County Coroner.
Just look who's standing with me. I have two wonderful gentlemen at the 63rd Annual NAACP Awards Banquet. I got to start with my namesake over here, Mr. Johnny Anthony. He's a council person from Belleville, Illinois. And then to my right, we have the state's attorney, Brendan Kelly, and he's also running for office. We'll talk just a little bit about that, but let's go with Mr. Anthony. How are you?
I'm great. It's a wonderful day. I'm glad to be out here today representing the great city of Belleville, Illinois.
You know, that's a great thing that you are representing Belleville, but I remember when we worked together in East St. Louis, Illinois. This is a wonderful event, isn't it?
It is, and you know, my heart still lies in the city, in East St. Louis. Still got a lot of people down there, so working hard to try to get some things going for the city also. Constantly working down there. I'm still down there. Pretty much, I'm down in City Hall probably couple of times a week.
Okay, the work never ends, does it?
The work never ends.
And right here we have the state's attorney, Brendan Kelly, and thank you, sir. You are an NAACP member, as a matter of fact, right?
That's correct. Yes, I've been a member for probably 10 years now, and I've been the state's attorney for going on 8 years, and now I'm running for Congress in the 12th.
You're running for Congress?
Yes, sorry. Yes, ma'am. 12th Congressional District. Yes.
I keep moving the mic when he wants to tell for where. We're going to do that again. You're running for Congress, and you can tell that whole spiel again.
Sure. It's in the 12th Congressional District. It goes from Alton down to East St. Louis, and then all the way down to Cairo, Illinois. So 12 counties, and it's going to be a long, hard fight, but we got to do it. That's the right thing to do. We have to make it happen.
Okay, gentlemen, this event is called Steadfast, Immovable. It's the power of youth. How important is something like this to impact our youth?
Well, I think you can see that the changes that are going on in this country, where folks are dissatisfied with the status quo, they're dissatisfied with the current establishment, and those folks that are pulling the reins, and that's no better place that you can feel that than among young people that are ready for some change. They're ready for some change on both parties, frankly. They're ready to see some change in Springfield and in Washington, D.C., and it's time for a new order. It's time for a change, a new way of doing things.
Thank you, State's Attorney Kelly, and Mr. Anthony, and you as well with the youth.
Yes, and also I might mention that I am also a member of the NAACP, the East St. Louis chapter, in about 8 or 9 years or something like that. But, it's always been my goal, as I was a public servant for 31 years down in East St. Louis as a firefighter, and I did community work with the JCs for 25, 30 years down there in the city. It's always been my goal to set an example for the kids and to let them know that nothing's impossible for us to achieve. My family came here, they were sharecroppers. And our family moved to East St. Louis in 1954. And consequently, I've been able to do some things, blessing to God, that He's taken me where He's taken me. I just want to set an example that we can do whatever we want to do, and it ain't got to be bad stuff,
That's right. You know what? You mentioned our family being sharecroppers, and we happen to have the same name. We don't quite know if there's a connection, but there very well may be.
It very well may be.
We wish you well in your bid, and we pray all goes well. Let's get ready for the 63rd Annual Freedom Awards Banquet, the NAACP, the St. Louis branch. Welcome back to Smiles Television Talk Show. I'm standing in between two gentlemen who are our awardees today. I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves.
Father Joseph Brown. I'm the professor at Southern Illinois University in Carbondale and the chair of the 1917 East St. Louis Race Riot Commission. And I'm proud of the NAACP because founders of the NAACP back in 1917 came to East St. Louis, W.E.B. Du Bois and the great Ida B. Wells. They both came and investigated and kept our history in front of the entire country. And the NAACP is still doing that, and I'm really proud of them for that. So I was happy to be invited here to at least represent the 1917 Centennial Commission to say thank you for the last 100 years.
Wow, and we thank you for all of your work and all of your service to the community. And I just hope to get another interview with you on down the line, and we're just going to enjoy tonight. And a lot of you know this gentleman to my left, Mr. Maxwell, but you go ahead and introduce yourself as well.
Hello, my name is Derek Maxwell, owner and operator of Personal Touch Boutique, 1958 State Street. We've been in business for the last 30 years, and we appreciate your support. The NAACP has been a great supporter of Personal Touch Boutique and our whole community. Ever since I was a child, I remember the NAACP there for fighting for our rights to operate our own business. And the fruits of their labor has paid off.
The 63rd Annual Freedom Awards Banquet. We have a star-studded evening. Stay tuned for more smiles. Okay, I'm standing here with the new Vice President of the Urban League, St. Louis branch. Is that right?
St. Louis branch, and happy to be here.
Yeah, and give your name, please.
Michael Holmes, and I am the new Vice President of Workforce Development and Strategic Partnerships for the Metropolitan Urban League.
Tell our audience what brought you out to the NAACP 63rd Annual Banquet.
Well, of course, we support the NAACP and have supported the NAACP for years. So when this is coming, you got to make sure you're here. You got to make sure you're present. So I look forward to, really seeing the program tonight and being a part of it, because it is, this branch has done so much in East St. Louis for so many years. As youth, I remember being a youth NAACPer when I grew up there. So it's great to be here again.
Well, I want to thank you, Mr. Holmes, for taking time to talk with us on Smiles Television Talk Show. Let's get ready to enjoy that banquet.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The theme for the 63rd Annual NAACP Awards Banquet is The Power of Youth, Steadfast and Immovable. East St. Louis School District 189 congratulates all award recipients and especially the students from the district. East St. Louis School District is also proud to celebrate the class of 2017 and their earnings of over $14 million in college scholarships. Congratulations.
Welcome to Smiles Television Talk Show. We are on location at the 63rd Annual Freedom Awards Banquet, sponsored by the NAACP of East St. Louis, Illinois. And I'm standing here with two wonderful individuals. To my left, we have Mr. Bruce Hawk, who is the president of Illinois American Water. And I asked our mayor to please forgive me for not introducing her first. She is the mayor of East St. Louis, Illinois, Mayor Emika Jackson Hicks. Thank you guys for coming out here, and thank you for spending time with Smiles. Mayor, how is this event impacting you? And tell us just how excited you are to be here.
Well, first of all, I am so moved and very privileged to be here. I'm really excited about our focus this year, which is the power of youth, immovable and steadfast, and that says something. I'm excited that we're taking a look at our youth and the fact that we need to invest in our youth, and the fact that they are a part of this movement that the NAACP started so long ago.
You know, you're doing some great things in East St. Louis, and I have noticed that you really take time with our youth in the community.
Our youth are our greatest commodity, and we've taken a great deal. We've invested in them with our Restoration of Hope initiative, with our youth, with summer jobs, and just re-engaging and developing those relationships with our youth. It's important.
Thank you, Mayor Hicks. And to my left, as I said, Mr. Bruce Hawk. Water. We all need water, and he's the president of the Illinois American Water Company. How are you this evening?
Great. Thank you for allowing me to be here this evening.
Thank you for being a part of this broadcast. And tell us, if you will, your ideas about what's going on here tonight and your excitement as well.
Well, it's just wonderful to be a part of a company that is being recognized for its participation in diversity and inclusion. And more importantly, the NAACP chapter allowed us to be a part of their AXO program, which is really developing youth and giving them an opportunity to compete against other young talent across the entire country. And so being a company that was able to participate in that was very special to us. So we appreciate that.
Well, thank you again. And I want you don't go away, because we have a star-studded evening. And remember, Jesus Christ was born of a virgin. He was crucified and buried, and he rose on the third day. Confess with your mouth that he is Lord. Believe in your heart that God has raised him from the dead, and thou shalt be saved. Stay tuned for more Smiles. I'm standing here with our Illinois State Representative, LaToya Greenwood, and Ms. Kahala Clay at the NAACP Award Banquet. You ladies look absolutely fascinating.
Thank you, thank you.
And tell us, you're the chairperson of
Yes.
today. You're the chairperson?
Yes.
Okay, and what are we to expect? What are we to expect tonight?
Well, tonight we are celebrating our youth, and the theme is the power of youth, steadfast and immovable, and we plan to highlight and showcase area youth from East St. Louis and show that good things are happening in our city and surrounding area.
Steadfast and immovable, our youth. What's more important than our youth? And tell us, Carla, your excitement about this evening.
Well, I'm very excited. I've been the chairwoman before, and I'm an honorary chair this year, and I've been that way for several years. And it's always so good to see the youth get their scholarships, to take the time to fill out their essays, and then also to do their scrapbooks. So the children are our future, and that's not just a cliche. So
The children are our future. I want to thank both you ladies. Okay, where did you get your outfits from? You don't tell? No. You don't? Okay. They don't tell where they got their outfits, but we will admit that they look absolutely beautiful. And ladies, thank you so much for coming over. And we'll talk again soon.
Thank you.
We have had a fantastic evening. You don't get much better than this. This has been the East St. Louis branch NAACP 63rd Annual Awards Banquet. It's just been fantastic. We want you to tune into Smiles as often as you can. Catch us on YouTube and Facebook. Remember, Jesus is the Lord, and the Lord be magnified. Only what you do for Christ will last.
The Smiles Television Talk Show wants to showcase your business, organization, church, and activities. If you have an interest in being a guest on Smiles Television Talk Show, or if you have any show ideas, contact Stephanie Anthony Miles at smilestv777@gmail.com. You may also call 618-741-3770. Tell your friends to subscribe to the Smiles YouTube channel. Let Smiles TV increase your reach. Remember, you look better with Smiles.